Hey everyone. Today's story is The Wolf and the 7 Little Kids. There was once an old goat who had 7 little kids, and she loved them all very much. One day she wanted to go into the forest and fetch some food. So she called all 7 to her and said,
"Dear children, I have to go into the forest. Be on your guard against the wolf. If he comes in, he will devour you all. He often disguises himself, but you will know him at once by his rough voice and his black feet."
The oldest said, "Dear mother, we will take good care of ourselves. You may go away without any anxiety." Then the mother went on her way with an easy mind. It was not long before someone knocked at the door and called,
"Open the door, dear children. Your mother is here and has brought something back with her for each of you."
But the little kids knew that it was the wolf by the rough voice. "We will not open the door. You are not our mother. She has a soft, pleasant voice. Your voice is rough, wolf." Then the wolf went away to a shopkeeper and bought himself a great lump of chalk, ate this, and made his voice soft with it. Then he came back, knocked at the door of the house, and cried, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother is here and has brought something back with her for each of you." But the wolf laid his black paws against the window, and the children saw them and cried, "We will not open the door. Our mother does not have black feet, wolf." Then the wolf ran to a baker and said,
"I have hurt my feet. Rub some dough over them for me."
And when the baker had rubbed his feet over, he ran to the miller and said,
"Strew some white meal over my feet."
The miller thought to himself, "The wolf wants to deceive someone," and refused. But the wolf said,
"If you don't, I will eat you."
"Oh, well in that case, here you are," and made his paws white for him. So now the wolf went for the 3rd time to the house, knocked, and said, "Open the door for me, children. Your dear mother has come home, and has brought every one of you something back from the forest with her." The oldest cried, "First, show us your paws, that we may know if you are our mother." Then he put his paws in through the window, and when the kids saw that they were white, they believed that all he said was true, and opened the door. But who should come in but the wolf? They were terrified and wanted to hide themselves. One sprang under the table, the second into the bed, the third into the stove, the fourth into the kitchen, the fifth went into the cupboard, and the 6th under the washing bowl, and the 7th went into the clock case. But the wolf found them all. One after the other, he snatched them up and put them in a sack.
"Let us out of here!"
The youngest, who was in the clock case, was the only one he did not find. When the wolf had tied the sack to a tree, he laid himself down under the tree in the green meadow outside and began to sleep. Soon afterwards, the old goat came home again from the forest.
"Oh no!"
What a sight she saw there! The house door stood wide open. The table, chairs, and benches were thrown down. The washing bowl lay broken to pieces, and the quilts and pillows were pulled off the bed. She looked for her children, but they were nowhere to be found. She called for them one after another by name, but no one answered. At last, when she came to the youngest, a soft voice cried,
"Mother, I am in the clock case."
She took the kid out, and he told her that the wolf had come and had taken all the others. Then you may imagine how she wept over her poor children. At length, in her grief, she went out, and the youngest kid ran with her. When they came to the meadow, there lay the wolf by the tree, and snored so loud that the branches shook. She could see the sack hanging from the tree, and saw that something was moving.
"Oh heavens! Is it possible that my poor children can still be alive?"
Then the kid ran home and fetched scissors, and the goat cut open the sack. And hardly had she made one cut, then one little kid thrust its head out. And when she cut further, all 6 sprang out, one after another, and were all still alive, and had suffered no injury. What rejoicing there was! They embraced their dear mother and jumped around in joy. The mother, however, said,
"Now go and look for some big stones, and we will fill the wicked beast's sack with them while he is still asleep."
Then the 7 kids dragged the stones and put as many of them into his sack as they could get in. And the mother sewed it up again quickly, so that he was not aware of anything and never once stirred. When the wolf awoke, he went to his sack to grab one of the children, but the sack had become so heavy that it fell on his foot, and the wolf cried out in pain.
Oh, why?
The mother goat approached the wolf and said,
How dare you take my children? If you ever come near us again, it will be you in that sack.
I'm sorry, my lady.
The wolf ran off and never returned. The goat and her children went home and cleaned the mess and lived happily ever after. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you like the stories, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified next Friday when the next story comes out.